What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I'm going to talk to you about SoFi. My apologies on the timeliness of this video, but I just want to give you a quick summary on what happened today, go over some of the data points and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off, SoFi did close 0.43% in the red, which isn't all that bad considering where it was at. So it did have $6.90 as the low, $7.04 as the high. A lot of abnormal activity during the trading day. So first thing, you did see a lot of buying happening from institutions, as you can kind of see right here. A couple big ones, 1.06 million. After hours, there was a 4.03 million, but still big money did buy. And then of course, the broader market started to sell off because of tentative fears because of CPI. So CPI is coming out first thing tomorrow. And you can kind of see it right here. It is on the chopping block. This is some of the estimates. So TD is set around 3.3. So kind of very, very optimistic. The rest of them around 3.4. And then you have Scotia 3.5. So definitely that's going to move the market like absolutely crazy. And then later in the day, you also do have the Fed's interest rate decision, which in my opinion, will be flat, and based on this, there is so far a 98.1% likelihood that nothing will happen. But if you are very, very optimistic in life, like kind of glass half full scenario, then there is a 1.9% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. So again, if you're optimistic, it could happen. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but likelihood, probably not. So that's going to cause a lot of volatility as well as SoFi. So today there was no news, no SEC filings, but tomorrow they do have this. So the fireside chat with Chris. So that is going to be at 9:55 Eastern, 8:55 Central, and whatever else at the Mizuho Technology Conference. So hopefully Chris hits another home run because he's very well spoken and likes to reiterate targets. So if they are able to do that, then hopefully the market might see this stock as a discount. So again, that's something to keep in mind. But going back to the actual chart on what did happen. So as soon as institutions were buying, the market started to become very fearful. You had a sell-off. This was actually all shorts, as weird as that is. So I'll go over what shorts did and everything else. So 3.77 million shares were increased today. 17.64% of the free float is being shorted. Utilization is 69.42, and then cost to borrow average is 0.99%. So looking right here, though, you do see as soon as the market did open, they just increased like crazy. And in case you do not know, by shorts increasing, they add selling pressure. So this right here was just shorts piggybacking off of the fear and trying to bring SoFi, and just not necessarily just SoFi, a lot of the other fintechs below a lot of the support levels. And actually it can kind of be extended as well, not necessarily just fintechs. A lot of growth stocks and meme stocks all kind of went down at this same time. So clearly there's a very big correlation between manipulation that's happening across the board and just shorts. So very interesting to see that shorts did increase that amount. Today there was no new analyst ratings, just to rule that out and give you a good overview of that. So the last one was done by BTIG. So when it comes down to ratings, most likely a lot of analysts are just waiting for rate cuts to actually come, because that'll be the next big catalyst for SoFi, as well as just the fintech sector and growth stocks and everything like that. So let me know your thoughts on all of that, and shorts really just doubling the hell down for no reason. But one positive thing as well today, a lot of the volume being done today was actually institutions, and that's been more of a common occurrence for the last 2 weeks, or a little bit longer than that actually. But 20.07 million shares were traded, 36.07 is the average. Looking at options, 2.65 million in calls, 650 in puts. 50% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish, but with shorts increasing just shy of around 4 million shares, probably that was just shorts hedging their bets, right? And that's actually part of the problem. As I've said, that's part of the bad cycle. Shorts hedge their bets, and usually it's around that $7 strike price. So what happens is, come Friday, market makers now don't want SoFi to close above $7. So they kind of add shorts to the cycle where to suppress it below 7. So it's been a very, very messed up scenario. We saw that countless times where last minute it just gets pushed down below 7 to make all those call options at that $7 strike price worthless. So it's a very, very messed up scenario, but SoFi has actually been showing a lot of good strength, and as I pointed out in my video yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, the Elliott wave technicals are projecting for SoFi to hit the $8 range, at least in the short term. So that's kind of something positive to think of. But I think right now the market will need a nice push higher, and maybe CPI might be that catalyst to really propel a lot of stocks higher. So something to kind of keep in mind. Looking at the open interest though, currently you do see 39,000 at that $7 strike price, 25,000 at the $7.50. So the walls are starting to really be built up. And as I've said, typically the first trading day increases by like 30 to 40%, and then about like 20% every day following that. So there's a big wall. So market makers will really try their very best come closer, probably tail end of Thursday/Friday, to start bringing SoFi below that $7 mark. But like I said, it's been really showing a lot of good strength over this last little bit. As you can kind of see over this last 5 days, it has been really wanting to stay above $7. It just, again, needs that nice little push. Institutions are doing their part by buying, but it's really hard to kind of go against shorts, because shorts are very ingrained in SoFi. I think a lot of us generally know that at this stage in the game. But with it right now where it is on the actual chart, it's been attempting to transition into the higher percentile over the last about 4 days. No real dice, but it is still hammering at the door, trying to really move higher. Just probably, like I said, CPI or something will be that next big catalyst. Stochastic though, you do see it at around 60. So again, given the circumstances, if it does continue on the same trajectory it is, then it will be considered overbought. So at the first sign of weakness, this is where you'll see a sell-off. As I've said in the past, very resemblant at the peaks typically. So whenever the first sign of weakness, this is where you see a very kind of overdone sell-off sometimes. But then again, that's attributed as well to the manipulation and just shorts. But you do see a nice bullish deviation, so white line above the red as well. Very good stuff to see that institutions were increasing their position today. So I think, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic, but this whole week will come down to CPI as well as what the Feds will say. I think Chris doing that fireside chat tomorrow is going to be just good icing on the cake, or maybe for those actually investing and not trading in SoFi can hang on to that. But right now it's going to be a lot of volatility, and you can tell that based on the fib levels as well, very wide gaps. So just anticipate a lot of volatility for the foreseeable future. So let me know your thoughts on SoFi. Give yourself a shout out. Did you buy? Did you sell? What have you been doing behind the scenes? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.